Now let's take a look at the second approach of proactive levels of treatment for the loss of hair due to COVID and stress and shock hair loss and shedding. This is trichology therapy approach. What is trichology? It is the science dealing with the study of hair and scalp and its diseases to find out exactly what may be causing your hair loss and the preventative steps and treatments you can use to see improvement. The very first step in this process of learning more about trichology is to have the self-examination, or what is titled scalp check. It is like a blood test that your doctor would take to get all the markers of your body, whether you got too much of your thyroid pumping out, or you might have too much D or not enough D. By him or her seeing your blood test, they can assess, but they need the instruments, the blood, and examination. Well, in the scalp check, it is a unique process of examination. Multiple instruments have been created in conjunction with the CR Labs in Bologna, Italy, and the Bologna University, where they've created the testing mechanics of how to examine your scalp, how to examine your hair, how to know the acids, the alkalines, and all of the details to really do an assessment of the scalp. But that's not where it stops. It then gets fed into a patented software that feeds that information and then feeds out a protocol for an individual therapy treatment protocol and regime for you individually, like your fingerprint, so that you're being treated not one for all or one size fits all. You need to know the problem, and this examination that you get at a certified trichologist is the most important part. There's the ability for you to take that individual therapy treatment and get your treatments in the center and be able to be coached. Then it selects the right products for your hair and for your scalp and for your condition, not one off the shelf or just two products. It creates the right regime for your personal loss. Then, as I've talked about in previous episodes, the nutritional transdermal time-released nutritional supplement. The ability to send for 12 hours into your body, the ability for your blood to take to your hair follicle the strength and nutrition it needs. These elements put together are important because for trichology to work, for real treatment therapy to work, you need the right topicals because the examination has given us those understanding of what's best to put topically on your scalp. Number two, you need something nutritionally that is working through the process of your body so that what is happening up here is being supported and fed into the process of a joint level of expression of treatment. But you then need therapy, light therapy, massage therapy that is done with professional equipment. That's the level of today's certified trichologist. Then having the home care and training on how to take care of your hair at home with the right products and the right cycle. But there is one more absolute importance because of the scalp check that is giving you the ability to know whether it works or not. When you take an antibiotic, you take it and you go back to the doctor and you tell him it's not working. What does he do? He adjusts and gives you another antibiotic because your system did not relate, because he's measuring the condition of your health at that point. In 90 days, which is what it takes to really measure the growth and the factors of hair, not just observation, not just saying my hair feels better, but the reality of taking that examination again is like taking a blood test again. Have I lowered my loss of thyroid issue? Have I raised my D that I needed? All those elements of the blood that is read from a blood test is read in scalp check. And we're able to measure that on 90-day increments to give the availability to evaluate, adjust, assess, or celebrate that you are on a success path. But you need to find a certified trichologist. In my center at Jeffrey Paul's Hair and Scalp Specialist, which I've put the link down below, you can come and have a complete assessment that we're talking about and really walk out with the best plan for your hair loss, no matter what the condition is. Let's go behind the scenes and see what a certified trichologist does, from the consultation to the scalp check to the relationship of treatment that you would go through as this becomes one of your protocols or one of your progressive levels of approach to deal with hair loss.
And for most men and women, their hair is an important part of their identity, right? But what happens when it starts to fall out?
It's a problem. Let me tell you about that. But there are products on the market to help, But our senior health correspondent Monica Robbins learned the health of the scalp may be the root of all the problems.
When the FDA announced a consumer alert about Wen, I thought that must be why my scalp had been so itchy and prone to rashes. I was also noticing I was losing more hair in the shower. So I decided to see a specialist, and in just one visit, I learned everything I thought I knew about my hair was totally wrong. Jeffrey Paul Hair Restoration Center is often the place of last resort for people losing their hair not due to heredity. The problems they see?
Hair thinning, hair loss, itchy, extreme itch in some cases, dandruff, oily scalps.
Emmanuel Paul is a certified trichologist specializing in treating these issues.
If you want to have healthy hair, you have to have healthy scalp. That's what trichology is.
He recommended a $75 scalp check. It starts with a detailed history of my heredity, diet, stress level, and hair products I use. Then the examination. Paul uses meters to check the pH, oil, and hydration of my scalp. Some oil is actually a good thing.
It fights bacteria and infection on the scalp. If we have too much oil, that's where we see people that are experiencing or will be experiencing hair thinning and hair loss.
Here came the surprise. My scalp, which felt itchy and dry, was actually oily.
Usually when they have a high level of oil, that's what's actually causing the itch.
And stress, it can affect your hair too.
When the scalp is super tense, it doesn't allow for those follicles to go back down, so it gets less and less nutrients. The hairs get finer and finer and finer until eventually they can go away.
Paul also used a black light to check for bacteria.
When we see a lot of red dots, that's what we call oxidized oil, oil that is, for lack of a better term, caked onto the surface of the scalp.
These are often spots of hair thinning and hair loss, and fortunately I don't have many. The solution? Think of it like a facial for your scalp.
Exfoliate, cleanse, treat.
First, a pre-shampoo that exfoliates, then a vapor mist to open the pores on my scalp.
It's actually decreasing the bacteria level on the scalp.
Then a wash, rinse, and this, a device that looks like a blood pressure cuff for the head. Why?
Almost do a massage to your scalp, which is increasing the circulation and helping to increase the pliability on your scalp.
Then this helmet, it emits a blue light to attack the bacteria and a red light for circulation. The 90-minute service ends with one more treatment to target the oil. My scalp feels cool and clean, but I'm not cured yet. For the next 2 months, I'll repeat the process at home twice a week without the devices. You really have to be involved with your own care for this.
Yes.
The treatment is customized for each person's problem and hair type. The scalp check was $75, but the treatment can run several $100s depending on what you require. In 2 weeks, I've noticed a big improvement in my scalp and a big reduction in hair loss.
So it's working, but clearly pretty pricey. Any less expensive options out there?
You know, there are. You can talk to your hair care specialist about problems you're experiencing. Find a shampoo with the mildest detergent. Remember, dry, itchy scalp can actually mean you have oily hair, as was in my case. Maybe try one for oily hair. Massage your scalp when you wash to get the blood flow moving, and if you're having serious problems, consider seeing a dermatologist or a trichology expert. I learned a lot from just that scalp check alone.
Now, you've seen a lot, but there's a lot more to see. That's why I've left the link for you to go and find more videos and more of the ability to learn about trichology down below, as well as I've talked to you about my book, we talk a lot about the health care of your hair. Understand something, it's most important that you do something. You need to do something. You've seen now trichology and how expansive it is. It's no longer watching TV and buying the shampoo, conditioner, and ointment and think you're gonna grow your hair, and it works on everybody. It is your personal evaluation from your scalp check that will give you the ability to truly address the loss of your hair and address it in a proactive way. So if you'd like to find more information about making a consultation or booking a consultation, go down below. If you're outside of the area, we can do a ability for you to tie into someone maybe in your local area of colleagues of ours throughout the United States and Canada that represent this kind of level of true certified trichology and the ability to have successful results. To continue on with your education, don't forget that you need to subscribe and get notified. So go down below, click down below. You should spend some time down below of all the things that I've talked to you about, because we're giving you a wealth of information that you're going to be able to take home and utilize and learn from, and then make your progressive, calculated, educated progression of dealing with your hair loss.